Hey everybody, Steve here. I recently started using Russian style juggling balls. I think they're pretty awesome, and a lot of people have asked me questions about how to make Russian style juggling balls. So I thought it was about time for a tutorial on how to make Russian style juggling balls. You will need playpit balls. You can get these from Google. He is a cool guy and he knows everything. For the most part, I've determined they come in two sizes. 65 millimeter, approximately 2.5 inches, or 80 millimeter, approximately 3 inches. I prefer the bigger size, but it's really about personal preference. So get some of those. Razor blade or some sort of cutting tool, salt, a hot glue gun to seal them, a scale, cigarette lighter. You might want to get a funnel to fill the balls. However, I was too lazy to go get a funnel, so I use a little paper cup, and it works for me. Step 1, you will need to cut a small flap somewhere on the ball. Step 2, you will fill the ball to the desired weight. That anywhere between 80 grams to 120 grams is probably best. The smaller balls I fill to about 85 or 90 grams. The bigger size balls I prefer at about 110 to 120 grams. Step 3 is to seal the balls with a hot glue gun, and then you can use the cigarette lighter to smooth out the edges and remove any excess glue. So today I will be making a set of 3 orange Russian juggling balls. First thing you'll need to do is cut a small half-moon shaped flap on the top of the ball. I prefer to do it right over these little letters that are printed on the top of the ball. So just be careful not to cut yourself, and be careful not to cut too big of a hole. And there you have a half-moon shaped flap. Do that with the other 2 balls as well. Hope this is all showing up good. There we go. Nice little flap. And one more. And there we go. Next step, you fill the balls to the desired weight. Pull the flap back. Take your handy dandy little paper cup, make a little makeshift spout, and just pour it in a little bit at a time. I'm sure this would probably be much easier if you used a funnel, but like I said earlier, I was just too damn lazy to go buy a funnel. Is make sure that all your balls weigh the same. So I have my handy digital scale here, which tells me this ball weighs precisely 120 grams. Make sure the other balls weigh the same, and then you're ready to seal them with the hot glue gun. Is pull the flap up, and then line the inner edge of the hole with hot glue, and be sure you cover the underside of the flap as well. Just a little bit, not too much. And then you'll want to push the flap inward with the nozzle of the glue gun. And at this point, don't pull the trigger to release any more glue. Just sort of rub it around and use the hot tip of the glue gun to sort of melt everything together. After you have done that, then apply a whole bunch of extra glue. It's better to put too much than not enough, because we will be able to remove the excess. And you do that with the second ball. Line the edge of the hole. Push the flap in. Work it around a little bit. Get it all nice and heated up. Melt it all together. And then put a whole bunch of excess glue over the hole. Same thing on the third ball, obviously. Line the edge. Push in the flap. Mix it all around. And at this point it would probably hold like that, but I think it's good to just put a whole bunch of extra glue on there, just in case. I hope this is showing up well on camera. So now you just wait a few minutes for that to dry. Okay, now for the finishing touches. After the glue has dried, you'll want to take your lighter, and if you'll notice, there's a pretty good sized gob of glue on the ball right now. That you might feel that while you're juggling. So we're going to make that a little bit smaller, as well as smooth out the edges. Now you'll want to hold the lighter up to the glue for just a couple seconds, Not too long, because you definitely don't want to get the ball too hot. You can mess up the whole ball and melt it. And you get it just warm enough to where you can kind of scoop the top layer off and then roll it between your fingers, and it turns into a little teeny tiny speck of glue that you can just discard. So hold the lighter up there for a couple seconds, and then to smooth out the edges, just kind of run your finger around it in a circular motion like this. And you can of course smooth a little bit off the top as well. Curl it up in a little ball and throw it away. And another cool thing is, if you happen to remove a little too much glue and you start to get air bubbles in the gob of glue, you can actually take the little glue balls that you removed, ooh, that's a big one right there, and you can go ahead and just put the glue ball right back on where the air bubbles are, and then just melt it back to the glue, to the glue that's already on there with the lighter. This isn't an exact science, but it definitely helps make a less noticeable seal. Go ahead and do that with the other two balls. Try really hard not to burn yourself. The glue gets warm, but it really shouldn't get hot enough to where it's going to stick to you and burn you. It sticks to your skin, but then you can just peel it off. So if you burn yourself, then you're probably doing something wrong, because I've made hundreds of these and I have not yet injured myself. And just do this as much as necessary until you're happy with the way it looks. Alright, so now you have your very own set of Russian-style juggling balls. And contrary to popular belief, they will not make you juggle as well as Russian people. Because let's face it, Russian people sure do know how to juggle. I hope you found this video helpful and informative, as well as entertaining. And until next time, this is Steve saying, happy juggling. Whoa, I can see my reflection in the scale. Hi! That is awesome. Anyway,